According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Roger Howarth will make his television debut this autumn in a mysterious role. Could he provide the romance Chiso so badly needs for Phyllis Summers? It's time to discuss it. Fans of The Young and the Restless are reminded by spoilers that Phyllis has the always the bridesmaid, never the bride syndrome lately. Following Diane Abbott's arrival in town, Susan Walters quickly grabbed Jack Abbott and Peter Bergman from Red. However, Phyllis then re-entered a romantic triangle with Christine Blair, Laura Lee Bell, Danny Romlotti, and Michael Damian. When Billy Abbott Jason Thompson removed Phyllis from Abbott Communications and replaced her with Sally Spectra Courtney Hope, there was a brief indication that she had affections for him, but those feelings were swiftly erased. Phyllis was once again burnt in that circumstance. Everyone is worthy of love. Can the authors create a love tale for Phyllis with a man who is only interested in her? Fans may be aware that Michelle Stafford and Roger Howarth were originally teamed at General Hospital, when she played Nina Reeves and he played Franco Baldwin. Would I be able to replicate some of that enchantment with our efforts? It truly depends on who Howarth is playing in the end. Any expectations that Howarth and Phyllis could fall in love would be dashed if he took on a villainous role and appeared on the soap opera for a little period of time. But if Howarth is a recast of Tucker McCall, who was previously portrayed by Trevor Street John, then this could be positive for Phyllis' romantic life. There may be hope for Red and her supporters who wish to see her with a long-term partner, even if he isn't the McCall recast, but rather a character with longevity. Do you believe that Roger Howarth's character and Phyllis Summers might get along well? Could he be portraying Tucker? Leave a comment below. For the best Young and the Restless spoilers, visit this website frequently and watch your favorite CBS soap opera every day. Michelle Stafford has been one of the most captivating figures on daytime television for almost 30 years. Stafford is well known for her feisty performance as Phyllis Summers on The Young and the Restless, Y&R. She has played a part in some of the soap opera's most recognizable plots, including courtroom fights, scandals, love triangles, and of course, those mouth-watering one-liners that only Phyllis could deliver. However, the Genoa City rumor mill is currently churning full speed. Michelle Stafford might be departing Y&R once more. Fans are speculating and feeling heartbroken in equal measure. Why would Stafford abandon the part that she has made iconic? What does this signify for Phyllis, the program, and Stafford's legacy in daytime drama? The Young and the Restless was already a ratings powerhouse when Michelle Stafford took over as Phyllis Summers in 1994. No one anticipated the danger, comedy, fragility, and raw power Stafford brought to the character. By no means was Phyllis portrayed as a saint in the text. She was cunning, and occasionally her own worst enemy. However, Stafford gave her enough depth that viewers felt compelled to support her. Stafford made Phyllis memorable whether she was wooing Danny Romalotti, squabbling with Christine Blair, or facing off against Jack Abbott. She would quit Y&R, come back, and even changed networks to play General Hospital's Nina Reeves over the years. Fans were ecstatic when Stafford came home to Y&R in 2019. Phyllis had returned to her proper place. That's why rumors of her leaving now hurt much more. What then is causing this most recent wave of leave rumors? According to people close to the show, there are a number of potential explanations, each of which has a certain weight in the choice. The lack of Phyllis storylines that are commensurate with Stafford's abilities has been one of the main grievances voiced by fans in recent months. Phyllis, who was once the fiery focal point of Genoa City scandals, has been caught up in recurring plots, plotting against Diane Jenkins, reigniting and then ending loves, and becoming entangled in well-known webs. This may feel restrictive for an actress of Stafford's level. She has frequently stated in interviews that she wants to be creatively challenged. It's easy to envision her searching elsewhere if Y&R is unable to provide new stuff. Daytime contracts are notoriously difficult, since networks must balance long-term star power with budgetary constraints. Producers and seasoned actors may encounter obstacles in their negotiations over plot assurances, contract length, or compensation reductions. Stafford's exit might be purely professional, rather than personal, if she and the network couldn't agree. Stafford is a writer, producer, and businesswoman, in addition to being an actress. She demonstrated her humorous abilities and eagerness to explore new creative endeavors by creating and starring in the web series The Stafford Project. According to rumors, she might be working on a new streaming project that calls for her whole attention. Stafford may be just ready for a vacation, just like everyone else. She might want more time with her kids, or to experience life outside of the daytime television grind after decades of early call times, demanding scripts, and the unrelenting pace of soap opera production. In the event that Michelle Stafford leaves, what will happen to Phyllis? There is more about Phyllis than meets the eye. She is deeply ingrained in Genoa City's fabric. She is connected to Daniel and Summer, Diane, Jack Abbott, Nick Newman, Sharon, and many more. There would be a great vacuum in her absence. This would be nothing new. Prior to Stafford's return, Gina Tognoni, who assumed the position in 2014, was well liked by supporters. A recast would enable Stafford to move on while maintaining Phyllis in the plot. Phyllis might be temporarily written off by Y&R and sent away for a fresh start. This would allow for Stafford's future reappearance, which is a common occurrence in soap operas. The departure of Stafford might present Y&R with a stunning plot surprise. Imagine Phyllis getting caught up in a murder case, going missing in a scandalous fire, or even staging her own death. Again, it will be a difficult task for the writers. Phyllis is a force of nature, not simply another fictional character. Supporters anticipate that her departure will be as spectacular as The Woman. One finds it difficult to imagine Y&R without Michelle Stafford's portrayal of Phyllis. She has been the driving force for some of the show's most recognizable rivalries over the years. Her conflicts with Diane, Sharon, and Christine have made for compelling television. Fans still like her romances with Jack and Nick. A number of narratives lose their vitality without her. Without Phyllis to act as a counterpoint, Jack's present relationship with Diane feels lacking. A fierce mother figure who gives Summer and Daniel's stories depth is lost. Additionally, Genoa City loses its most valuable asset, a lady who is passionate, unpredictable, and willing to sour relations in order to win the game. Fans are already lamenting the prospect on social media. On X, previously Twitter, a user said, "No Michelle, no Phyllis." Others were upset that the show didn't provide her with content that matched her abilities. But some fans aren't giving up. Another admirer said, "She's been away and returned stronger. This can simply be a new chapter." Every time, Phyllis emerges from the ashes. Stafford's departure, however, feels like a stomach strike given how rivalries and family strife seem to be escalating in Genoa City. There is no denying Michelle Stafford's influence on the young and the restless, regardless of what occurs next. She turned Phyllis from a cunning manipulator into a multi-layered, enduring symbol. Her performance garnered her numerous daytime Emmy Awards, demonstrating that soap actresses are deserving of praise for their abilities. She also established a benchmark for what it meant to infuse a daytime role with vulnerability and fury. Stafford is the Phyllis Summers to younger fans, and her performances will live on long after her last episode airs. Stafford's witty banter and dramatic skills would be ideal for a juicy primetime series or streaming dramedy. She could succeed outside of the soap opera industry, because streaming services like Netflix and Hulu are looking for well-established talent. Fans of soap operas are wise enough not to rule anything out. Is Stafford going to play Nina Reeves again? There have been more bizarre occurrences in daytime television. Stafford has made no secret of her love for writing original content. Her next big move might be a new book, series, or even talk show format. In the past, Stafford has introduced her own skincare line. She could be able to balance job and family life if she expands into entrepreneurial endeavors. Michelle Stafford's exit from The Young and the Restless will signal the end of an era if the reports are accurate. Without Phyllis Summers lurking in the background, ready to stir things up, Genoa City won't be the same. But maybe the understanding that nothing is ever really finished is what makes soap operas so timeless. Characters vanish and actors depart, yet the door never closes. Perhaps this is farewell. Perhaps it's simply see you later. In any case, Michelle Stafford will always be remembered for her contributions to Y&R. She created an unabashedly audacious, profoundly flawed, and eternally intriguing persona for her admirers. Phyllis Summers will always be regarded as one of the best characters in soap opera history because of this. It seems impossible that Michelle Stafford would leave The Young and the Restless, but nothing is ever the same in the volatile world of soap operas. Stafford has every right to go on to the next phase of her profession, regardless of her personal preferences, creative disappointments, or new chances. The loss will be deeply felt by the fans. However, it is consoling to know that doors in Genoa City rarely close permanently. In the event that she departs, there will always be the hope that Phyllis will return to town one day, delivering scathing one-liners and stealing every scene she sees. In the meanwhile, we'll toast Michelle Stafford, the courageous actress, soap opera royalty, and the person who helped make Phyllis Summers legendary.